Every single day, hundreds of millions of people around the world walk into a store, tap their credit card or smartphone onto a small plastic machine, wait 2 seconds, and walk away with their purchase. It looks incredibly simple. But beneath that 2-second window lies one of the most complex, secure, and fascinating engineering ecosystems in the world of FinTech, the point of sale, or POS system. If you are a computer science or FinTech student, you might think a POS is just a digital cash register, but that definition is ancient history. Today, a modern POS is a highly integrated cloud-native hardware and software platform. It doesn't just calculate totals, it balances global banking security standards, coordinates real-time multi-location inventories, tracks customer behavior, and manages direct data tunnels straight into major financial institutions. In this video, we are pulling back the curtain on the entire POS domain. We'll break down the hardware, deep dive into the cloud software architectures, map out the payment gateways, and track the exact data packet journey across global banking networks. Let's get into it. Let's start with the physical layer, POS hardware. Historically, stores relied on bulky countertop terminals. Think of those heavy Verifone or Ingenico devices wired directly to a telephone line. They were slow, rigid, and handled only simple card reads. Then came the mPOS, or mobile POS revolution, pioneered by companies like Square. Suddenly, any smartphone or tablet could become a cash register simply by plugging a tiny card reader into an audio jack or charging port. Today, the market belongs to smart POS systems. These are elegant, all-in-one touch terminals running highly secure, specialized variations of Android or custom Linux distributions. They have built-in thermal receipt printers, cameras for barcode scanning, and biometric scanners. But hardware is just the outer shell. The real magic is the POS software running inside it. Legacy software used to be installed locally on an on-premise server in the back room of a retail store. If that server crashed, the entire store went blind. Modern FinTech relies completely on cloud-based SaaS, or software-as-a-service architecture. Software like Shopify POS or Lightspeed runs on remote cloud instances. This creates an incredibly modular system design. The core software handles everything from tracking inventory in real time across 10 different warehouses to calculating regional taxes on the fly, managing employee shift logs, and storing customer loyalty profiles. If a physical terminal breaks, a merchant can simply unpack a new tablet, log in, and pick up right where they left off without a single byte of data lost. Now let's look at the actual movement of money, which introduces the most confusing part of the FinTech domain for students: the difference between a payment gateway and a payment processor. When a customer presents a card, the raw credit card number can never be sent over the public internet in plain text. That would be a massive security disaster. Enter the payment gateway. Think of the gateway as a secure, heavily encrypted tunnel. Its primary job is to take raw data, authorize it, and apply advanced tokenization. Tokenization replaces sensitive card numbers with a completely random string of alphanumeric characters called a token. Even if a hacker intercepts this token, it is completely useless to them. Once the gateway wraps this packet securely, it hands it off to the payment processor, also known as the acquirer. The processor is the powerhouse engine that interacts with the card networks. It is the financial institution appointed by the merchant to act as their broker to the banking world. The processor receives the encrypted token from the gateway, validates the business's merchant account details, and prepares to route that data to the massive global card networks like Visa, MasterCard, Amex, or RuPay. The card networks act as the international financial highways, connecting the merchant's bank directly to the customer's personal bank, which we call the issuing bank. To understand how fast and incredible this infrastructure is, let's track a live payment request step by step. Let's look at what happens in the span of exactly 2 seconds. Step 1. The customer taps their phone using Apple Pay or inserts an EMV chip card. The terminal hardware instantly executes an EMV handshake, validating that the physical card or digital device is real, and generates a dynamic one-time cryptographic code. Step 2, the POS software catches this cryptographic payload, maps it to the checkout transaction amount, and forwards it to the payment gateway. The gateway tokenizes the request and fires it down to the merchant processor. Step 3, the processor reads the packet and forwards it out to the global card networks. The network identifies the card type and instantly routes the message to the specific bank that printed that customer's card, the issuing bank. Step 4, the issuing bank runs the incoming message through its core banking ledger. It performs two mission-critical split-second checks. First, its internal AI algorithms check for fraud. Second, it checks the database. Does this user actually have enough cash in their checking account or available credit limit to pay for this? If yes, it logs a temporary balance hold. Step 5. The issuing bank generates an approval response code. This message echoes all the way back down the line, through the card network, to the processor, through the gateway, and back to the POS screen. The terminal flashes an approved message, the receipt prints, and the transaction is successfully completed. All of that happens in less than 2 seconds. If you want to work as a developer or systems engineer in FinTech, you need to understand the underlying code languages, architectures, and messaging protocols that drive these POS systems. Let's look at the tech stack. First up is the communication protocol, ISO 8583. This is the international foundational messaging standard for electronic transaction data. It has been the absolute backbone of retail finance since the 1980s. When an electronic transaction message travels across card networks, it isn't an arbitrary JSON file. It is a strictly structured ISO 8583 byte array consisting of an MTI, or message type indicator, a complex indexing bitmap, and precisely mapped data fields containing transaction values, currencies, timestamps, and country codes. At the cloud layer, modern POS backends are typically written using high-concurrency environments like Node.js, Go, or Python with Django, deploying microservices inside Docker containers managed by Kubernetes on AWS or Google Cloud. These backends must maintain ACID properties, meaning atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. This prevents severe data synchronization glitches, ensuring that if a network drops mid-transaction, the entire balanced database rolls back cleanly rather than double-charging a customer or duplicating inventory. Finally, every line of code written for a POS must pass incredibly rigid PCI-DSS compliance standards. This means using end-to-end industry-grade encryption models like AES 256, ensuring that raw cardholder data is completely sandboxed and never recorded in plain text inside application log files or standard relational databases. So, the next time you tap your card at a counter, remember that you aren't just making a simple payment. You are executing a highly synchronized, beautifully engineered global data dance across multiple cloud platforms, localized hardware frameworks, and legacy banking structures in the blink of an eye.
Timbers. The Powerhouse engine validates the transaction, sending the data packet securely through the networks. The International Financial Highway instantly routes funds globally. Timbers. The Powerhouse engine validates the transaction, sending the data packet securely through the networks. The International Financial Highway instantly routes funds globally.
For software engineers, the POS and payment domain is one of the most high-stakes, rewarding, and scaling industries you can possibly build your career in. If you found this technical architectural deep dive helpful, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and leave a comment below explaining what part of FinTech architecture you want us to break down next. See you in the next video.